There is an enemy out there, but you cannot see him. You sense the warfare raging around you, but you don't seem to know how to engage it. You feel the attacks, but can't seem to shield them. There's a struggle, but you can't seem to get victory. It's spiritual warfare. While this truth is unknown to many, there is a people who've already been equipped and are successfully fighting in this warfare. It's time to let God equip you. It's time to enlist in God's military. Welcome to God's Marines, Spiritual Warfare Doctrine, Daily Warfare Strategies series from anchoredinthecross.com.
Today's Daily Warfare Strategy, God's Military Doctrine. Military doctrine refers to a set of fundamental principles and guidelines that outline how a military force should prepare for and conduct warfare, encompassing strategies, tactics, and operational procedures, essentially dictating how a military should utilize its forces to achieve national security objectives. America has a domestic policy to keep its citizens free, while its foreign policy is to spread what's made America great throughout the world. We believe our policy is not only great, but that America should be the model that is duplicated around the world. America's values are what makes its military doctrine. For example, freedom is such a high value to America that America's military doctrine is to support and defend freedom. God's born again Christians who are citizens in the kingdom of heaven are of utmost importance to God the Father. His will for His people is to enjoy a life of freedom over sin and Satan's tyranny while here in this world. It is obvious that Satan himself is militarily driven from a deep internal level on enslaving humanity. It is to this end that God's military doctrine exists. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 8. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose was the Son of God manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. God has His own military doctrine. His military doctrine is also governed by His values. The entire creation of man is held in high regard to God the Father. He holds you and I so highly that His only begotten Son was sacrificed on the cross to redeem you, purchase you, and to give you spiritual freedom. This doctrine brings into account that Satan, from the very beginning, has been evilly motivated to enslave, kill, and destroy God's most prized possession, mankind. Satan's military doctrine is to destroy humanity and all of God's creation. Therefore, the battle lines are clearly drawn. According to 1 John chapter 3 and verse 8, Jesus was manifested for one purpose, and that to destroy the works of the devil. That doctrine has not changed one single bit. While many popular religious men and religious doctrines have attempted to persuade Christians of this generation to the contrary, God's plan is still to destroy the works of the devil. What are the works of the devil, you may ask? Any work of darkness, any singular mark in which Satan is the author of, has been identified as a lawful military target to God and will be placed in God's crosshairs. God brings his generals into the spiritual war rooms and reveals his next targets, the plan of attack, and his weaponry to accomplish the task at hand. And finally, he commands his generals to execute the operation. What does all of God's military doctrine mean to us? It governs the way we look at all things in this life as a soldier. If you know and understand what principles drive the Lord to military action, then you will not turn a blind eye when you see them. If you identify a person under the enslavement of drug addiction, the occult, or other sinful bondages, you have identified the conditions in which God has chosen to go to war. Simply put, if the devil is behind a condition that exists in this world, it is God's will and plan to deliver of it. As far as the eye can see, any work of the devil, God intends to destroy it. He will never stop fighting for us. There will never be a time when God changes his mind about what he desires to accomplish in humanity. He started in the very beginning to set man free. Until Jesus returns, his plan will not waver. It's God's military doctrine. We must know it so we can be used of God in this ultimate spiritual war.
If this message was an encouragement, insightful, or a blessing in your walk with the Lord, please share this on all platforms. Also, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to visit our website at anchoredinthecross.com for daily devotions, ministry articles, Bible studies, and much more. You may subscribe to our email list and never miss any new content by clicking the subscribe button on our homepage.